Greetings, Africans. How are you, Africans? I hope you guys are well. I'm well, guys. My name is Devos Kosana, and this is my channel. On this video, we'll discuss who was the biggest loser in terms of the South African politics. As you know, that we are concluding the year. The year is coming to an end, so we'll be talking about the biggest loser of the year 2024, right? Who was the biggest loser politically? Who was the biggest loser this year, which is the year 2024, right? And I'll be talking about the African National Congress. I'm saying the African National Congress are the biggest losers, right? The ANC is the biggest loser of the year 2024, right? As you guys know, the ANC dropped below 50% in the recent elections, right? Remember the national and provincial elections that were held on the 29th of May 2024, right? Remember before the elections, the ANC was standing at 56, 57%, right? But yeah, yes, the ANC was around 57%, right? The ANC was at 57%, right? The ANC was governing on its own without any coalition. But after the elections, the ANC dropped. So in the recent election, the ANC dropped to 40%, meaning the ANC lost 17% of the electorate support, right? The ANC lost 17%. So indeed, the ANC is by far the biggest loser, right? By far, the ANC are the biggest losers, right? The ANC are the biggest losers. No one comes close, because if you check off all the political parties that contested elections in 2019, right, and then contested again in 2024, none of the political parties lost by the margin is the same as the ANC, right? Because the EFF dropped, they were around 10 point something percent, and they dropped to 9%, so they lost about 1% of the electorate, right? So that is nothing compared to the 17% deficit the ANC suffered. So indeed, the ANC are the biggest losers. And now even go to the provinces. Before the 29th of May, the ANC was governing KwaZulu-Natal, right? The ANC was a government in KwaZulu-Natal. But as we speak now, the ANC is in a coalition in KwaZulu-Natal with the Inkatha Freedom Party and the Democratic Alliance and the National Freedom Party. That's another defeat, right? So then we go to Gauteng province. Before the 29th of May, the African National Congress was a governing party, was a majority party in Gauteng. They were governing by themselves. But as we speak now, they are governing through a coalition, right? They are governing through a coalition. You see? You even go to the Northern Cape, same thing. Before the 29th of May, the ANC was a government in the Northern Cape. They were governing by themselves. They were the majority party. But as we speak now, they are governing through a coalition with the likes of Freedom Front Plus. So indeed, there's no question, there's no debate about the fact that the ANC are the biggest losers. As we close this year down, the ANC are the biggest losers. As I've already related the stats, no one can convince me otherwise. No one can convince me otherwise. And I don't think any sane person can attempt to argue against this. Because each and every indicator points to the fact that indeed the ANC are the biggest losers. Leave the fact that the ANC were able to maneuver their way around and sell, and they sold us out. By us, I mean us, the natives, the black people. They sold us out by going to this coalition with the racist organization of the neoliberal, which is the Democratic Alliance. Leave that, the ANC were able to maneuver themselves around, and they are still part of the government. But the fact remains that they are no longer governing by themselves. So that on its own constitutes a defeat. That on its own constitutes a defeat. So the award for the biggest loser of the year 2024 goes to the African National Congress. I'm interested to hear you guys. What are your views? Who do you think was the biggest loser of the year 2024? Right? Tomorrow we'll talk about the biggest winner, but now we're talking about the biggest loser of the year 2024. You're always welcome to comment in the comment section below. Let me hear your views. And remember to like, share, subscribe, and remember to join the channel to become the member of the channel. We're already on more than 2,000 subscribers, and thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that the community is growing. Siyabonga ma-Africa. Salute.